Let's jump right in. Welcome to This Explainer, where we're going to completely dismantle a myth that is just everywhere, the idea that landing a huge salary automatically equals financial freedom. We're breaking down the fascinating and, yeah, sometimes a little uncomfortable reality of why earning more doesn't always mean you're actually getting richer.
Be totally honest with yourself for a second and answer this. If I earn more money, will my life improve? You know, most of us are basically hardwired from a young age to just say yes without even blinking. We chase the promotion, the big bonus, the higher starting salary, truly believing that income is the absolute, unquestionable metric of success. We're convinced that if we just hit that magical next income bracket, boom, all our financial worries will just vanish into thin air.
But here's the wild paradox that our source material brings to light. High salaries, still broke. There are people out there right now pulling in massive six-figure paychecks who are literally living paycheck to paycheck. They're still drowning in financial stress, sweating over unexpected bills, and honestly, they're still broke. It forces us to ask, what's really going wrong when the cash is flowing in, but absolutely nothing is staying in your pocket?
Well, there is a stark, absolute contrast between just earning money and actually building wealth. Staying poor isn't about the size of your paycheck at the end of the month. It's entirely about the gap between just making cash and actually capturing that cash to acquire assets. And that gap, it's filled entirely by your daily habits. Let's break this down. Part 1. The spending trap, losing control of your cash flow. It is frankly amazing how easily these two habits creep up on us. First up, we've got lifestyle inflation. The very second your income goes up, your expenses somehow magically go up even faster. You get a raise, and suddenly you absolutely need a better phone, a slicker car, a nicer apartment, just a whole upgraded lifestyle. The money goes right out the front door to match your new status. Combine that with point number 2, instant gratification. This is when we prioritize spending right now over building for later. It's the classic trap of short-term thrills, literally destroying your long-term financial success.
It really boils down to this core philosophy. Rich people don't upgrade their lifestyle first, they upgrade their assets. Picture the broke high earner for a second. They get a bonus and immediately go buy a luxury watch or a brand new car, right? Meanwhile, their actual net worth is just flatlining or even tanking because of debt. True wealth builders do the exact opposite. They take that new cash and buy an asset first, something that's actually going to pay them back over time, long before they ever even think about upgrading their lifestyle. Which brings us to a foundational rule of wealth. Liabilities take money out of your pocket. Assets put money into your pocket. Cars, the newest gadgets, designer clothes, those are liabilities. Sure, buying them makes you look rich to your friends, but functionally, they're keeping you poor by bleeding your cash flow dry. Assets, on the other hand, actively make you money. If you spend your high salary hoarding liabilities instead of assets, your bank account is going to stay empty no matter how much you're earning. Moving right along to part 2, the strategy void, earning without a plan.
These 3 structural mistakes leave high earners incredibly vulnerable. Number 1, no financial plan. We're talking blind spending without a budget. Look, if you don't control your money, it's definitely going to control you. Number 2, no investing mindset. This happens when people save their cash but never invest it, which means it's just sitting there, not growing at all. And number 3, lack of financial education. We all know traditional schooling teaches us how to hustle for a paycheck, but it basically never teaches us what to do with that paycheck once we actually get it.
All of this feeds into what is arguably the most dangerous trap of the whole bunch, relying on one single salary for 100% of your income. It is a massive risk. Why? Because if that single income stream suddenly dries up, layoffs, health stuff, a crazy economy, your entire financial livelihood stops right along with it. Wealthy people systematically build multiple income streams so they're never reliant on one single point of failure.
You build those streams by understanding one vital rule. Savings protect your money, but investments grow your money. Stuffing cash under your mattress or letting it sit in a basic savings account is a fantastic defensive move for an emergency, but you literally cannot save your way to true wealth. Wealth is utterly impossible without the active growth that comes from an investing mindset. You've got to put your money to work for you.
That brings us to part 3, the mindset block, the psychological barriers to wealth.
Staying broke isn't always about the math. A lot of it is deeply rooted in your psychology. Habit 1 here is the fear of risk, which totally paralyzes people and stops them from taking any financial action at all. Habit 2 is having no long-term vision.
Most people are stuck thinking week to week, just holding out for payday. But wealthy people, they're thinking in years, even decades. Finally, the wrong environment. Your environment shapes your mindset, and your mindset shapes your income. If you're hanging out with people who don't care about financial growth, chances are you aren't going to grow either.
The agonizing cost of that fear of risk is actually really simple. Every opportunity missed is money lost. People skip investing or put off starting a business because they're terrified of losing their cash. But they completely miss the reality that by standing completely still and doing nothing, they're taking the biggest financial risk possible. Inflation is just eating away at their savings, and the compounding returns they missed out on, that's a massive amount of money left on the table.
Because ultimately, wealth requires patience. It's a long game. True financial success is a marathon, not a sprint. If you're constantly chasing that instant gratification, you're never going to give your money the time it actually needs to compound and grow into the real deal. So how do we fix this? Part 4, how to build wealth by rewiring your habits. The absolute best news from our source material is that the paradox of the broke high earner can totally be reversed. You just need the right playbook. Step 1, start small. Please don't try to overhaul your entire financial life by tomorrow afternoon. Step 2, fix one habit at a time. Maybe just get a basic budget going before you dive into complex stock options. Step 3, build discipline. Motivation is great, but discipline is what actually keeps you going. Step 4, actively learn about money. Take the wheel on your own financial education. And Step 5, think long-term. Shift your perspective from days to decades. I really want to emphasize this point. Wealth is not created overnight. It's built over time. Fixing these deeply ingrained financial habits, especially if you've been riding the instant gratification train for a while, is going to be a gradual process. You have to give yourself a little grace and a lot of time to make these changes stick. I want to leave you with this final, somewhat provocative thought to chew on. It's not about how much you earn, it's entirely about how you use it. You could be making $500,000 a year, but if you're blowing it all on depreciating liabilities, functionally, you're poor. So take a hard look at your own habits today and ask yourself honestly, are you controlling your money or are you letting your money control you? Look at your systems and make the choice today to start upgrading your assets instead of just upgrading your lifestyle. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep